Hello everyone, Are here. Welcome back to my channel. Yet another very exciting episode. Today we're going to be talking to a food entrepreneur. So subscribe, like, share, and let's dive right into the video. Rogers, thank you so much for coming on my channel. Kindly introduce yourself for the viewers who may not know you.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yes.
My name is Rogers Balamaga. I am the founder for the Keto Clinic and Rogers Barbecue and Bites. I'm also an advocate by profession, and right now I describe myself as a foodpreneur.
Okay, thank you so much, Rogers. So yes, we are in a kitchen, guys. So I already see we have the ingredients here, so I know we're going to make something. So let's start the conversation. I was doing some research to come and have this chat with you, and I read that you're actually a lawyer by training. So my first question is going to be, how did you move from being a lawyer and find yourself in the food business?
So I'm a lawyer, and I did practice for a couple of years, actually from 2012 to 2017. But to be honest, my heart was really not into the legal practice. It's something that I did because it's something I had studied, but it's not something I would say that I was passionate about from the beginning. So while I practice, I also used to do content creation, because I also used
for food or
yes,
for law?
No, for food, but originally it was humor before food, because I used to write. I used to be a humor columnist in New Vision and Monitor. So along the way, I ventured into food. Then I became a food columnist around 2016 in New Vision. Then from there, that's when I started creating food content. And then at that point, that's when I transitioned from doing food content to starting a business in food.
In 2016?
2018, when I started the business. But I'd been creating food content since 2016. For about 2 years.
So food is something you're just passionate about?
Yes, cooking and writing, because my
cooking
into
and
this
writing
was writing, because writing is what got me into cooking. Then I began to write about my cooking experiences. Then along the way, I started to actually now do both cooking and writing about it.
Okay.
Then a business came later after that.
Oh wow. So I see you wearing a t-shirt that has an word Keto Clinic. So tell us about that.
Okay, so Keto Clinic is a business I started a year after the Rogers Barbecue and Bites. And it was inspired by my personal experience. I used to be quite fat, like really fat. Oh, really? And I tried a diet that worked for me, and I thought that maybe this is something I could turn into a business. Because 2018 to 2019, I started doing the barbecue business, and it was growing quite well. Then 2017, in December that year, 2018, our sales, they peaked and
skyrocketed.
And in my ignorance, I thought that the business has grown that much. I was not aware about seasons, that this is a season, it's not always like this.
Yes.
So when January 2019 came,
the sales went down.
They plummeted so bad by about 200%.
Because December it's weddings and things like that. January kids are
everyone is watching what they're eating. No one wants to look at meat, school fees, all those things.
Yes.
So I was like, oh my God, people are tired of my meat. I need to.
That's how you interpreted it.
That was my interpretation.
You didn't think it was just a bad season.
My only interpretation was people are done with my food, and I'm not
so
ready to go back.
I'm
not ready to go back into legal practice, because I'd started to see money I never saw in legal practice.
Enjoy the business.
So I was like, no, I'm not ready for this. I'm not remotely qualified, because the thing is, even when I did practice, I never went back to study more or improve my skills. I was just focusing on other things that didn't really improve my earning ability.
In the legal
yes, in the legal field.
Yeah.
So I knew there was no way I was going to get the money I was making in food in law.
In law, yeah.
So like I need to do something else. I need to do
Okay.
something else. So I kept thinking, what kind of business can I do now that people are done with this one? What can I do? So I kept thinking with my wife, because at that time my wife had also switched from, she had also quit. My wife is a lawyer, sorry, she's a doctor. So like 3 months earlier, she had also quit her job formally.
Really?
Yes. So
Doctors make a lot of money. Why would she leave her medicine job? I mean, that's what we assume at least. Okay.
Well, it's I don't know if I can speak figures, but I can. I think I can. She was making about 1.8 million. I was making 1.5 as my salary before I add the extra monies. But I was making more money in content creation before I quit. So she wasn't like making a lot, but also the fact that she was also making that much was also a very influential factor in my decision to quit. I was like, if push came to shove, like if things were really, really that bad, at least our rent will be taken care of. The bare minimum, food, we shall not starve. So when I quit and started doing the food and we didn't starve, and she realized that, okay, what she told me later was, no, not later, actually that time when she quit, so like, I am not going to slave away every day for money that you make in one weekend. There's no reason for me to keep working for this. I'm also done. I'll figure out something else.
So you inspired her?
Yes, I actually inspired her to do that. So she came and joined me, and she was mostly doing, helping coordinating deliveries. But of course I also felt guilty about it. Like, no, we can't both quit our jobs to sell pork. It doesn't look good on me, on us.
The image.
The image, even my in-laws were like, hey, can you imagine?
Made our daughter quit her job.
Like, so when this happened, I was like, I need to find something else that we can do. So we kept thinking, what can we do? I thought about doing baking. I was like, no, I'm not going back to baking. Because I tried baking before the barbecue, and it just didn't cut it for me. I felt like the market was overcrowded, and people were not willing to spend the money that I felt I wanted to work for. So that option didn't seem viable. So that's when the idea for Keto hit me, because I had a client one day, we were discussing something, then she told me about this diet where people eat meat to lose weight. That's how plainly she put it. Like, a diet where you eat meat to lose weight, it didn't make sense.
It sounds very catchy, eh?
Yes, it does. And do you know why it felt very catchy for me, and why it persuaded me a lot? Because my business is meat.
Yeah, you're already selling barbecue.
Yes, so if this is something I already enjoy doing. So if you can
continue in like the same direction, but yeah, okay, I understood.
So I was like, no, this sounds like something I want to do. So I went and told my wife about it. I came back home to my wife and I was like, I hear there's a diet where people eat meat to lose weight. And she was like, what? How does that make sense? So is that the
diet you're cooking for us, by the way?
Yes.
We need to tell that for what we are making for them as well.
So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a chicken Florentine. It is one of the dishes we serve on our keto diet. So I'm going to be doing this as we have this discussion.
Okay, yeah. So I'm assuming you've added butter, right?
So this is butter.
Okay.
I'm going to stir fry the chicken. Then after stir frying the chicken, I'll add the seasoning and everything. Then afterwards, I'll add the plain yogurt, and then...
Oh, you add yogurt as well.
Yes, and then the spinach will come in later.
Okay.
So I came back home very excited, told my wife, you know what, I've heard about this diet where you eat meat, and I'm like, what? Okay.
And lose weight.
So you first read about it. So she read about it, like, actually the science makes sense. I'm like, you know what? I think this is going to be our next thing. Like, really? Like, yeah, I think this is our business. This is the thing we're going to do next. And then she's like, okay. So I told her, you know what? I need you to read everything there is to know about this diet. Like, in proper detail, to the point that
understand it.
To the point that no one knows more about keto than you in this country. And also, in doing that, of course, I was leveraging the fact that she's a doctor, so she understands the science.
Yes.
She does the research. Does this make sense? I'm like, okay, if this makes sense, I want to do this diet. And I see, if it works for me, this is the thing we're going to do next. So I started that. She advises me on what to do, shoot all the material and what.
So you first test the diet on yourself.
Yes.
So were you like, you had like a big weight?
Yeah, I actually lost, because I did the diet from 28th Feb 2019. And in 2 months, I had lost about 14 kilograms, which looked so big on me because I had a big tummy.
Weight. That's 14 kilograms is a lot. Yeah.
So I was so happy, and people kept asking, because the thing is,
yeah.
I made announcements before I started, because I wrote a post about it on
IG.
No. I wasn't very active on IG then. I wrote on Facebook and told guys, so I've heard about this diet where you eat meat and lose weight. This is the last meal. I remember taking a photo. I was eating.
Like before you start the meal.
Yes, that before, and like, so this is, I'm going to start this diet, and I hope it works. I'm going to share my results and the journey. So people tuned in to wait and see, because at the time I already had a following of people who used to read my articles and also my food content. So people kept following and they kept writing other things, but they saw the progress, because I would share weekly progress. I've now lost this number of kilos, now lost this. So by the end of month 1, the change was big, and because I want whatever you're doing, tell me about this diet. Well,
were you working out as well, or just
no,
the diet?
At the time I wasn't working out.
Okay.
Because I was really lazy at working out. I'm still lazy, but at least now I have more gas than I did then. So people kept asking, oh, share whatever you're doing. Like, I'm going to share. But in my mind, I was thinking, this is not the time to share, because this is going to be a business. So I'm not going to preempt my business.
But you're already planting a seed. These are going to be your clients.
So I'm influencing them.
Yeah.
So when the time comes, because I thought I was going to share for free, like I've already done. Except now that this is going to be a business, I'm not going to tell you everything to do.
Okay.
I will just give you hints to show, okay, this actually works when you do this and this and this, but I want that money. So I'll not share everything. So I showed them proof of concept that this actually works. And then, like I hoped, then I started to plan, how do I execute this as a business. At the time, I already learned a lot of things from the barbecue business, mistakes not to repeat. So I knew a few things I had to avoid and how to improve coming from the previous business. So
that's how the Keto Clinic was born.
Yeah, so made it a business. Then my wife focused on it, on the technical side of the business, as I focused on the administrative, marketing, and really focusing on growth. As I also focused on the barbecue business, because now we had 2 businesses at work.
So the Keto and the barbecue business?
Actually 3, Keto, barbecue, and then the content creation. Because at the time I was still creating content.
Okay.
I had a few
on your Instagram? On what platform?
But then it was still mostly Facebook.
Facebook, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I continued creating the content. It was also generating some revenue. And then these other 2 businesses. Yeah, so that's the background.
So let me ask you, as a new business owner, what were the biggest challenges that you faced then, or what are the biggest challenges that you faced while running the business?
Personally, this may sound vain, but it's not meant to sound as it may come off, but I don't remember facing challenges. And the reason being, I really didn't know what to expect.
Okay.
I was really I just moved in with excitement, and I've always been that person who is carried away by the silly things that everyone will look at me like, what are you thinking? Like, your friends are leaving you, you're wasting time in things that don't matter, wasting time writing articles for 50,000, your friends are hitting deals worth I don't know how much. I've always been the person who just goes after what I really love. So even when, yes, I was starting to make some money, but whatever money I made was enough for me, because I didn't have high expectations. So even my dreams were not that big at the time. I was just happy that I was earning money from something I enjoyed doing. So
maybe that's why even the challenges didn't seem like
they didn't feel like challenges, because I was just happy-go-lucky, just going with the flow and
cooking,
excitement.
Selling food.
Yeah. So I was always excited selling my food, talking about it, engaging with my clients, and all that. It was really, it's always been exciting. Okay, it's just so recent that I've started getting these challenges where now you know that business is this big and you have these responsibilities. How do I take it to the next level? What do I need to do about this and that? That's the only time I started to experience like these kind of problems now, like raising capital, what. I wasn't thinking about any of those things at the time. I was just happy doing what I did and getting the little that I got. I didn't have big dreams. So I can't really point at anything and say this is the main challenge I faced. But I'll tell you the main challenge that people would face right now, and this is from experience looking at different people trying to do business, is marketing.
Okay.
Marketing a business. And this is a thing that came really easily for me because
Yeah, I feel like
already
you're very good at marketing.
because I already had a following and already enjoyed marketing for free. So now it became much easier for me to market my
Your
own
own
business.
So, okay.
Because remember, even before this, I was creating content and influencing for other businesses. So that's why the idea came from, like,
so it became
if
easy
people
to naturally apply it to your own business.
from doing it for other people to doing it for myself.
Okay.
So I just ask myself that if someone can give me, let's say 1 million shillings per month to write about my experience with Jessa, for example, because this is one of my longest
Just a
standing.
yogurt, eh?
Yes, the milk, yogurt, and everything. But if they're paying me this much, they don't even need to know how many pints of milk that have been sold because of my influence. They must be getting value that is worth more than the money they're paying me. So I thought to myself that if people are paying this much just for this, how much more would I get if it was my own business and I was investing all this energy and influencing for my own product? So that's why that's how I transitioned into the business, and that's how it flowed from there on.
Okay. So fast forward today, how does your business run? Describe for us like your product or service exactly. How do you reach out to people who need your services? What do you do for them exactly?
Okay, so we have, like I said, we have 3 businesses. The Keto Clinic, Rogers Barbecue and Bites, and then the influencing. I've not been doing much of influencing, but for the Keto Clinic, what we do is we help our clients lose weight. About 90% of our clients do keto for weight loss.
Okay.
But then we also have those who do it for management of comorbidities like high blood pressure and diabetes. That's usually people of advanced age, like 50 to 70. Then we also have a few clients who do it for their children who have neurological disorders like autism and epilepsy. So the diet has been proved to help their children in managing those conditions and hit their milestones faster. Take on clients who want to, one, learn about the diet, for which they just pay a consultation fee. And then there are those who want a meal plan, like they have the time, they can, and the interest in preparing their own meals. And then there are a few who don't have the time or interest in cooking for them, so they just want someone who can deliver the food to them on a daily basis. And those usually are, that's the majority of our customers. So for those, we prepare the meals and then deliver to them.
To their homes or offices?
Yes, homes or offices.
Okay.
For, I don't know, ranging from 1 month to a year or even longer. Yeah. So
now,
that is how the keto business works. Then for the barbecue business, we also cook and deliver. We don't have a restaurant per se, so it's a delivery only business.
Same as keto, it's just delivery.
Yeah, just delivery. Except this one, it's not a subscription based business that you have to pay and receive food on a daily basis. You can just order when needed.
You can put in the order when needed.
Yeah, and then you have the food delivered to you. So we do that. We also do catering for parties,
outside
like birthdays,
catering?
Yeah, and even weddings, introductions, and things like that. But we specialize in barbecue only.
Barbecue?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So that means you have a team. You've grown a team that you're working with at the moment.
We have a team that we work with. The consultation, the keto business, the office is here in Muyenga. And that's where the office is, that's where the customers come. But then the food...
The outside catering or the barbecue?
No, the outside catering and the barbecue food comes from Namugongo, where we built our main kitchen. But then we also have another kitchen here in Muyenga for those who are, for the Muslims, where we do strictly halal keto, where there's no pork products.
Oh, I understand that. Oh, wow, that's very interesting. Rogers, in most of our Ugandan cultures, men don't cook a lot. It's usually the women who do the cooking. So for us, I know like maybe modern men can try to cook at home. But personally, I can count the times I saw my dad cook as a child, even up to date.
I never saw my dad cook ever.
See? Yeah. So the question would be, how did you learn how to cook? Because it's one thing to cook at home, but when you have an entire business, it means like you are a professional at it, like you're really good at it. So how did you learn?
Okay, so my transition into cooking, I would say, okay, where I come from, I have 4 brothers and 1 sister. So in a home like that, and my sister is the youngest, she follows me. So there were no gender roles like, oh, this is for the girl, this is for the what. We all cooked, we all did everything. So it's something I grew up doing. And I can't say that I was really good at it from childhood, that would be a lie. But I knew how to cook, and I didn't mind it. I liked doing it even after as an adult. The only thing I remember hating, the I really hated doing was
washing dishes.
Washing clothes.
Washing clothes.
I remember telling my mother that when I grow up and I'm an adult, first thing I will do is to buy a washing machine, and I will never eat matoke ever again.
So you're tired of eating matoke and washing clothes?
Yeah, I stopped. But and I kept my word, by the way, especially about the matoke. I've never eaten matoke the moment I left my mother's house.
Are you for real?
Yes.
How many years are those?
Very many years ago.
You've never eaten matoke? You just don't like, you ate too much of it?
I hated that we were forced to eat matoke.
Wow.
So it's something I really hated. But I loved cooking. So at the time, so how I got into cooking was I used to love writing. So it's something that I used, and I've never really had much of a social life away from work and writing. So writing used to occupy a lot of my time. So now at the time when I stopped writing, I lost my column in Monitor, the humor column. I now had too much time left on my hands and little to do. So I was looking for something to fill in that time. At the time I had a girlfriend who loved to cook.
At the time you did what?
I had a girlfriend who loves to cook. So it is something that she inspired me to do. Then we used to cook together, and then we did a lot of new dishes I'd never seen before. So every day I would look forward to doing something.
Just trying it out for fun.
Yes, trying it out for fun. But what started as trying out for fun turned into trying out for fun and then writing about the experience.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I would like pass by a supermarket, pick some
ingredients.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe olive oil or like new ingredients I didn't have in my kitchen before, rock salt, because that's what the recipe would say. So I'd look up a recipe while at work and say, I want to try this today. Maybe beef stroganoff. You know, what is beef stroganoff? What's the history? How do you make it? What do you need? Then I would go to pass by the supermarket, buy the ingredients, go home, but with a view, with a goal of writing about the experience.
In the Monitor column.
No, not in the column. This time I was just writing for my own.
On Facebook?
Yes, on Facebook.
So you had already lost your column in
Yes.
Monitor? Okay.
So,
but you wanted to continue the practice
of writing, because I really enjoyed doing that. And it would be, I would write content that had a humor twist to it, because I used to write humor. So I write about, they were mostly kitchen disasters, my attempts to doing this. How my attempt to this went. Yeah. So it started like that.
Okay.
So I kept doing that, and then along the way, that's when they called me back in New Vision, this time for a food column. Where I'm writing about my experience. So then I went back, then I just began writing about my experience cooking different things, new things, as an ordinary person, not as a chef, because I'm not one, but how normal people like to try out different things and then share the experience doing that. So that's how, that was my in into the cooking.
Understood.
Yeah.
So you kept polishing the skill over the years?
Yes, I kept polishing the skill over the years, because by the end of the year, I would have tried out
very many recipes.
54 different, actually over 60,
Also, you're
because
doing
some
it
didn't
per
work.
week.
Because I was doing it per week.
Okay.
So at the end of 1 year, I've done.
That's a lot of experience, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, understood. Okay. So
that was my in into the business, into cooking. Then the business came as a result of one particular recipe I did for pork ribs. That I posted. I posted a video on YouTube. Then someone saw it, loved it, then asked me if they could pay, and I prepared these ribs and deliver to them. So the first time I got that request, yes. The first time I got that request, I was like, no, I don't cook for people. I am a lawyer.
I know.
That's why I give you the recipe so you cook for yourself. So then she pleaded and said, oh, please, just this once, what. Like, you know what, let me just do this as an exception. So I had no idea about running a business, least of all a food business, so I didn't even know how to price, how to what. So she actually set the standard for most of, for the business from the beginning. Because what she wanted became my minimum order for like a whole year. Because she wanted 3 kilos, and that was my minimum order for the first year of business. I was not taking orders less than 3 kilos. And then,
I see.
So I asked her how much would she pay, and she said per kilo, and said 28,000. I was like, you know what, round it off to 30. So that became
90K per kilo.
Yeah, no, 90 for the 3 kilos.
Yeah, for the 3 kilos, yes.
So that's how I stumbled into the pricing.
So she made your menu just like that.
Yeah.
And
so along the way, I began now to read about the business, how to price, how to work. So when I added other items along the way, I had a better idea on how to go about things.
Actually, so what I'm going to ask you, so being a lawyer, because you touched a little bit like as a lawyer, like me, I'm a lawyer, I can't cook. Being a lawyer is taken like maybe a prestigious kind of job, or lawyers regard themselves with a certain level of class. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
So how was the reaction maybe from your peers, or maybe you as, like, how did you make that decision to leave law to focus on your business, and do you regret it? Or
okay, so
it was a good decision?
To be honest, I've already mentioned that I enjoyed doing what I did, and I was really passionate about it, and there's no lie about that. But the honest truth is there were times when I second-guessed my decision, especially because in those earlier years when things were not really that great. Because, I mean, by the time you leave law school, there will be that the 1%ers who are, I don't know, you hear stories, so-and-so has hit a deal, they've made 100 million, they've made 200 million. This one has already built their home. At 26, about 25, this one has already done what? This one has now a Benz, about what? And for you have nothing to show, apart from a byline where you get 50K a week. So there would be those moments where I feel like, am I doing the right thing? Have I made a mistake? Should I have stuck to the profession? What? And it bothered me for some time. Of course, also my parents were... Okay, I didn't tell my parents initially that I'm doing this. I know it would break their heart.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they educated a lawyer and only tell them that, it's not something that,
pork.
Yeah. So they didn't know. Fortunately, my parents are not like very active on social media, so they didn't know what was going on. But along the way, I was really, really happy about doing what I did. So that was the biggest motivating factor. And then when I started to see the command starting to come, like, okay, maybe there's something that can come out of this. Then I just went with the flow from that point on.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed doing it for that reason. Then when it started to pay off, I felt validated. Yeah. So
do you feel like right now, not even feel, do you think right now your business makes you more money than you would have made in your law career? I am very certain about that. And I'm not saying this because I make more money than lawyers, but I didn't have the passion I needed to make a decent living. Yes. Field. Yes, I didn't have that kind of passion because these things of money, okay, yeah, there's a bit of luck, but most of it, you're rewarded for the efforts that you put into your work. So when you're not passionate about it, it will still reflect in your results and how you do it. And
you're going to be sad, and when you're sad, your clients will be sad, then your boss will be sad.
You want to bring the
You'll be
right
perpetually,
energy.
yes, you want to bring the right energy into the job,
Yeah.
and it will not. Just like
Reflect
there are
in
very
the
many
results,
people who
yeah.
who do food, but they may not be getting much out of it because they don't have the right energy for it. So maybe they're not well motivated, or I don't know, maybe they're doing it. You know how some people go and start baking because they're
They saw
looking
the
for
other
money,
person
not
baking.
so.
Yeah.
It's not something they don't have what it takes to stick through those moments where things are
Understood,
tough,
yeah.
and only
Understood.
passion can
That's
keep
true.
you
You have
going.
to really enjoy it. So that
Yes.
when times are difficult, you can keep doing
You have a reason
it.
to keep going besides just the love for the money.
Looks like our food is ready. Is that true?
Yes. So what I've done here today is a chicken Florentine. It's
Chicken
basically
Florentine.
yes, it's basically stir-fried chicken with cream and spinach.
And spinach.
This one is a bit overcooked. I got carried away by the conversation.
Yeah,
but
it almost got burnt actually. But it looks very delicious.
And
It looks very
it's
tasty.
actually tasty. But
So this is a
I
keto
substituted,
diet.
yes, ideally it should be done with cooking cream. But if you don't have cooking cream, you can use Greek yogurt or plain yogurt as a substitute,
For the,
which
for
is
the cooking.
which is what I've done here today.
Okay.
Except the yogurt has a bit more carbs than the cream.
Then the cooking cream.
Yeah, even the taste is different because of the texture of yogurt compared to the cooking cream. It's not as smooth, but it's still a decent meal.
Okay.
I hope you enjoy it.
I hope so.
Sorry, I've given you less than mine. I imagine I'll enjoy mine better.
Yeah. So we can take a seat here.
Okay.
So I've never tried this particular chicken Florentine, the way you've called it. So let's test for the people. So this is part of what you serve for the clients who want to lose weight.
This would be like a lunch meal with maybe a salad on the side.
Okay.
Or something for dinner.
Okay, let's test and see.
It's a bit hot.
I love this.
Thank you.
It's very good.
It's a bit tangy because of the plain yogurt.
I like the tangy taste actually.
Oh, really?
I'm someone who loves lemon. I still enjoy I love I get what you mean, but I actually love that taste.
So yeah.
Very delicious. I like it.
Thank you.
Very tasty, guys. I like it.
Because this is part of what we do, except that we take on customers who are doing it long term for at least a month. So we don't have those, can I have just lunch today, or can I?
It become a part of an entire program.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's the only way we can take responsibility for your results.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And then also, you can't realistically say you're going to lose weight on keto when you're doing keto today, tomorrow you're eating carbs.
That's true. It won't work out.
Actually, it would be counterproductive because you're just going to gain weight.
That's
because
true.
on top of the carbohydrates that you have, that you're going to eat this much fat, because you saw how much fat we put in here. Keto is 80% fat, about 15% protein, and then maybe like 5% carbs. So when you eat that much fat today, and then tomorrow you introduce carbohydrates, this fat will not be burnt. You're just going to store it. Because remember, the body by default runs on carbohydrates. So when you run out of carbohydrates, that's when the body starts to burn the fat.
To break down the fat.
Yes. So when you start keto and you deprive yourself of the carbohydrates, when your carbohydrate stores are depleted, the body will think you're starving because you've now got into what they technically call starvation mode. So when that happens, it sends a message to the liver that, oh, by the way, we are starving, it's time for us to feed on the reserves. Because remember, we grow fat because
it's extra
the body,
reserves stored.
The body stores the extra fat as a granary. So when that time comes, we're like, you know what, it's about time. We're out of food. It's time for us to run to the granary.
Understood.
That is why you take out the carbs. Now, if you maintain the carbohydrates while you're eating the fat,
It doesn't
All the
make
fat is
any
just going to
sense.
be
It's just going
stored.
to be fat.
It's just
yeah.
going to blow up.
Okay, understood. So that's why they say the body is in ketosis. That's
Yes.
what you just describing.
Yeah, because then the body, the liver starts to break down the fat in the process called ketosis, and then when it produces the ketones, you start to run on ketones as opposed to running on carbohydrates. But as a raw material for making the ketones, the body needs to burn fat. So the ketones would be like the fumes that would come out from cooking with firewood, except now the fumes is the energy now that you use to run your body.
So I'm going to ask you maybe like 2 last questions. So
Okay.
what makes you stand out on the market? Maybe from your competitors, what's unique about your keto clinic that you're running at the moment?
So in keto clinic, and I would say this also applies to the barbecue business, I think I'm not bragging saying it, but I'm quite social as a person. So, and also the fact that I had a background in content creation and I had a bit of a following, that gave me an edge in the industry. So when I roll out a product, or even when I roll out more products, a lot of people know about me. I'm not really starting from scratch. So I'd spent some time from 2012 trying to build a name. So I leveraged that, and that gave me an edge to reach people. So people, I had already sort of created a brand building up to this, and it's that brand that helped me, that helped me, introduce me to the people, and then when they tested the product and they found that it actually works, and delivers results, that has helped sustain the business, and it's what we are capitalizing on to keep building even more. Of course, also my background in the corporate world also helped a bit, because you pick up these values from working with people, then you know how to, I don't know, things like keeping time, integrity, those things. Because a lot of these things, for example, like keto, I could decide to use the wrong kind of fat, and the clients won't know.
Oh, yes, yes.
But because you know that you're not accountable only to the people who are seeing you, but to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, that's true.
So those values kind of help. They come in handy when it comes to doing things like this.
Okay. So what is the future of the keto clinic?
Future for the keto clinic, we want to put our word out there and then grow even bigger, maybe expand to other markets, because right now we can only serve a small geographical region. And a lot of people know about keto, but not enough. So we're also looking at increasing the sensitization and then helping people know more about the diet, and also the value on being fit, and because this goes beyond just eating right, but also physical
Overall
activity,
health
your
of the
overall
body,
health,
yeah.
because you only have one body, and it doesn't matter how much money you have or
That's
how much
true.
work. Like if you mess up your body, there's
That's it.
everyone
No
wants to
spare
live.
parts.
Yeah, there are no spare parts. I have seen people who have everything, like from the world, from this side of the world, we imagine they have everything, and then they have this one thing, and you're really helpless. So it's something that I think we need to get more sensitization about, because obesity is actually on the rise, even in Uganda here. So we're looking at sensitizing
How you
people
can
more.
grow more
Yeah.
and let people more people know about the keto diet.
Yeah.
Okay. So how can people reach out to you? Where should people find you if they want
So
to
we have
know
a
more about your
website.
business? Yeah.
We are also available on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, mostly, but also WhatsApp. Then we also have websites, Keto Clinic, and .org, and then we also have the Rogers Barbecue and Bites for the barbecue for those who want
You
food.
actually told me when we were talking off camera that you have a community on WhatsApp.
Yeah, so I have a community of people started like customers, and then eventually they became friends. Then now we do a lot of things. Like right now we have a market. We have a market there. I should, the moment I get off this interview, I'm going to I have
For
things
your
to
community.
sell. Yeah.
Okay.
So we meet and discuss. Okay, like not physically meet. We actually meet anonymously in the community. So no one knows who is the community apart from me. But we discuss a lot of things from relationships, personal finance, career growth, family, parenting, investment. We have investment clubs. We have different groups in there where we do different things.
All within the community.
So for me, it's a way it has helped me and a lot of people grow because you hear from so many people, different backgrounds and different experiences, and they share these experiences freely without the bias of so and so is going to know it's me who has said this. So there'll be days where people talk about the things like maybe income, how much people earn. Because the people who, like for example, who you work in a job, like a formal job, and you earn let's say 5 million, and as far as you know, you're doing good. Like this is as good as it can get. Then when we are sharing a conversation about incomes, then you find that there's another person with your same qualifications, same years of experience, and they're making 15 million. But you just didn't know like where to go, how to negotiate and things like that. So we support each other in so many ways, and that is one of them.
So how do people be a part of a community if they wanted to? They reach out to you, or go to the website?
Originally, all the community members were my customers. They were exclusively for my customers. Then recently, it became a subscription-based service. So every member has to pay subscription fees, 80,000 per year, just to become a part of the community. So in the community also, we also do other things like I mentioned, today's flea market day. So you can sell things,
you can market to fellow community members your own business. Oh, okay, understood.
Advertise your business and things like that.
Understood. Okay. Thank you so much for your time, Rogers. Thank you for sharing us your journey, very interesting journey. From the corporate world to now running an entire business. You said you are a foodpreneur, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thanks for visiting me.
Okay, you're welcome. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode and learned a thing or two about the keto diet and the keto business. In conclusion, if you can check out the Uganda travel guide if you're traveling to Uganda, it will save you lots of time. But also if you just like my content and would like to support my channel, you can get yourself a copy. I would appreciate that. If you are in Kampala and you're looking for visa services, air ticketing services, you want to buy an air ticket, reach out to Wide Travel Deals on Buganda Road. They will help you with that. Be sure to leave a comment and let me know what you think. Have you ever tried the keto diet? Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Yes, so let me just keep enjoying my meal. You're still here. Bye-bye.